we're back. Not everything cut out, but a lot of things cut out. Oh my goodness. I cut out all the pieces that I wanted to play with you guys with, okay? So we get to the second half here. If you, of course, watched the first half, you saw all this being revealed, all the pages printed out, all 41 beautiful things. And now we're going to do a little craft and play, since this film is so late in the week and it took up all my time and energy. There wasn't a journal with me this week, so we're sort of doing a combined of reveal and a mini journal with me. And not so much a chat, because I'm trying to keep it short. I even need to, put a timer on right now as we speak. As you look at all these pretty pictures. And what I'm going to do is, here is our most recent. This was the page I said I forgot to print for you guys due to the malfunction earlier with the printer. And I was able to now show you guys a few more fussy cuts. Another quote from the Jane Austen books. One of my larger normal tags, because we felt we needed more blue. We have a long flag. We have some tiny square stamps I don't do very often, but we felt we could use some more just fluff, some more embellishment. And then we have these cute new pockets. Something we saw and we sort of threw together and wanted to give you another shape, another option. So since they are definitely under the 4 inches, they're right at 4 inches, about 3.5 tall. Great thing to put on a page, right? So I haven't come out yet, but I want you to see this is your last page in your ephemera kit. And so, yeah, this will be fun to play with later. I can't wait. So, as you can see, I do have a stack of things right here that I didn't come close to cutting out because I don't like having little pieces everywhere. Not until I get into the kit. Then I'm like, okay, we need to do this. Now, here's the thing. I just realized I do not have myself turned off. Let's see if I can do this without messing it up. Sorry for the bumpiness there. I just realized one of my alarms went off and I was like, oh, I don't need you guys, bleeping while I'm working on this. So, okay. I definitely wanted to show you some new things. So we definitely have new pieces. We have cutouts. Oh, and with, more than one thing. Due to the fact of the time frame and it took me to get things situated from the time I showed you the reveal to this time, definitely some things that we get to play with and tweak. Big one. See, I got one of my envelopes prepped, ready to go. We have all these little pieces everywhere. Oh, see, we'll put it aside. We're gonna play. So I was gonna show you this prettiest thing, this coolest thing, which is my large double pocket tag that was fashioned off of something that Lorette had shown you guys how to do, with pieces of paper and 12 by 12 pages and all that fun stuff, right? So I'm going to do my rendition of it. And we realized that when I made it, you guys saw this printed out, printed on a piece of paper, and it was huge. We loved it if you wanted to make a standalone page, standalone ephemera piece. But it really was, it was almost 10 inches tall, 5 inches wide. You couldn't even put it in a journal. It would really stick out in all ways. And, that wasn't a lot of fun, though. So if you're not used to doing standalone ephemera and you really like everything to fit in your journal, this was not going to fit in your journal. So we shrunk it. We made sure everything worked proportionally and even got you guys 2 new pieces of ephemera that we now will be able to tuck into it, right? So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have the original one. You can see the difference. So when I showed you guys earlier the printout, this was my original one. And it's going to stick out. So here's the new one, and there's definitely a size difference, right? To get it from 10 to 8 inches, of course, everything's proportional, and this will fit in any journal. Now, except for a TN. It will not fit in a TN as much as I'd love it to. If you're making journals with my pages, the standard is that whole 5 by 8 book, right? Sorry, this is my Valentine's one. It was just a quick book I had out. But, my page is trimmed down to a standard, 5-ish by 8-inch size. So we want to make sure all the ephemera would fit inside. Okay, so here it is. It's beautiful. It's trimmed. And it will fit all by itself right on top. Fills up the whole page. You have a nice printed page. Really simple. You can plop it right on top. When you plop it down, though, you can then decide, too, where you pocket, don't. You can go glue across the top, the 3 sides, and leave this open, and you get 1 more pocket. As we love to do, Lorette loves to do, and I, of course, picked it up from her, is, glue down 3 sides and make more pockets. So what you're doing is you're taking all the pieces, of course, from the 2 pages that say large double pocket tag. And it says 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. And you're looking for this sample layout on both pages. And that'll tell you that you have both pages in front of you. And all we wanted to do was take A, glue down C on 3 sides, give a faux feel as if you double printed the pages and you're folding down that scallop to give you another tuck spot. So this is B, okay, and they're all labeled on the page beside it, like you can see on this one. The letter C is still on my cutout. So this is C, A, B, C, and D. And you're just making pocket on top of pocket, or piece on top of piece, to create layers. And on this one, it depends up to you, depending on how thick the book is. You can either completely distress this little scallop and glue it on completely flat, right? Distress it, plop it on top, or glue across the top and just a smidge down the sides, and you can tuck it underneath, right? We can turn around and, you know, tuck something up underneath it, and you've got a sort of reverse pocket. You have a vertical top end tuck if you wanted to. And 2, now with everything is done, almost nothing is blocked. You can see the butterfly, you can see the roses. Nothing's obstructed. I tried really hard and it still wasn't going to work the first time. So now you get to see all the pretties of it. So, you know, you would glue, personally, I would glue B to C. You can even glue down D to C on the 3 sides. So you have your pocket, your tuck, and then glue the whole piece down when you think you're totally happy with it. You would glue it all down on top of A. But remember, 3 sides, always 3 sides. In this case, it's only like little sides in the top only. But then when you glue it down to here, you leave this open, and now you can tuck any tag you want into it. Now these scallop tags fit nicely if you want to keep it within the same realm, which works nice. And then the blue tag that was on the last page also fits really nicely, being that it's only, I don't know, they're like 7 inches or something like that. So I know that one too, if decorated, will fit nicely inside of it. So it keeps the larger tags, taller tags, ooh, a moth, fits nicely in this, still fits nicely in this large double tag. So the instructions are there to help you. There's a sample layout, you know, lay B, flat side of B to the top end of C, bottom of D to the bottom of C, glue on 3 sides, then glue, of course, everything down 3-sided onto A. And then decorate anything else you want. Now, if you need more pockets, you really like a lot of pockets, this is where vellum, transparent tracing paper, anything of that nature, which I probably don't have anything in hand. I meant to grab it earlier. I got so excited about filming again. Shoot. I didn't even was looking for my green paper at this point. But anyway, any kind of vellum or somewhat see-through piece is always great. Another way to make another pocket, right? So you can do sort of a vellum piece here and make another pocket, but it doesn't completely obscure your image. But once you start tucking it in, you're going to obscure the image anyway, right? You're going to hide this no matter what you do because you're going to put stuff in it. Now we do this right. We've got this one. You can put this one in here. It's not glued down. I'm having issues, of course. But you could even upside down because I know I put the flowers on the bottom. I don't know what I was thinking about that. Now I'm thinking no, the flowers should probably be on top because I'm a dork. I was designing upside down or sideways too, so that's my problem. But you can go in and I may fix that. That's a joy of me showing these things to you guys before I ever release it. More times than not, the kit is completely fixed. All the little bugs are worked out before you ever get a hold of it. And if, gosh forbid, I'm behind schedule, I will always send you the fixed page. If you purchased it, I'll send you the fixed page. So anyway, this little guy can actually be cute tucked up there. This one, when I think I'm going to fix it, because that's really going to drive me insane, we're going to put the flowers back up here where it's plainer. I like the details on top where you can see it, right? Anyway, you can tuck this one here. And then we have this, you can still put, you know, a smaller tag in there. I have these small tags that would fit nicely if you don't mind, you know, blocking stuff. I had the other one. What's the other thing? I didn't cut them out. What was the other thing I didn't cut out? Because I was like, oh, I'll get to that later. Oh, these guys would just fit in that pocket. So depending how much you keep of all the borders, that would be great. So you can really, you know, 2 here, 1 here, the big tag in the back. And like I said, if we purposely glue down this here and here to the page, you have this whole side to tuck something into. So you could take one of my large journal cards and tuck it in, right? Double-sided journal card, ready to go. So the page is not wasted. You get plenty of stuff in it to work with it. So there is a new, for me, something new, a new layered large double pocket. So we thought that was really fun. I wanted to show you that. Now I'm not gluing any of this stuff down yet. I'm not actually making it with you guys this round. I plan to, in a couple weeks, to do an honest to God spread like I did with Halloween. If you've been watching me for a while, you start binge watching, I did a Halloween spread with Shabby Dabby Doodah's Halloween kit, because I didn't do a Halloween kit. And I did a double page sketchbook spread with a bunch of flaps. We had envelopes opening up everywhere, right? So I think I'm going to take a bunch of these cute new pockets that we created in this kit, and I'm going to do a pocket spread. We'll do a double page pocket spread with all these lovelies, small, big, large, whatever. And I'm going to create one of those 2-page spreads. So we will come back to all of this, but I wanted, well, I'll actually work on it and I'll refer to it. This is the, Ode to Jane Austen pocket spread. And we will definitely work on it that way. Now we go into another pocket, of course. Always like pockets. Always good. Can't go wrong with pockets. Now, more times than not, when I do a cutout of some sort in my little thumbnail or thumb thingy, I usually use a 1.5 inch diameter, so you can use your 1.5 inch punch. And we're just going to go ahead and I just go just inside the white line, so you don't have any white. Pop that sucker out, distress it, and I'm good to go. Now, if I was printing on the back of these, I would keep these halves, and I would have a little half circle that's great for layering. So this is the one kit, the one set. This is the taller pocket tags. And one of them has a window, and one does not. So this one, we'll put those guys aside for a second. One was fully decorated to where you wouldn't want to punch out the hole. We'll do that there. And one, I left the blank square there with everything inside it to indicate to cut it out small enough that you could cover it with a, you could distress the white box and you could decorate right over the words, great window envelope, and be able to layer this up if you didn't want a peekaboo window in your pocket. But it seems to be the new fad, and it seems to be really fun. So we have one of these taller pocket tags where you can glue, I believe it's number 2, onto number 3, and then all you have to do is tuck number 1 in. And look at that. Add some fuzz, some fluff to the top here, and tuck it in, and you have your little bookmark tag, tall tag, that's scalloped, ready to write on. Now, I would suggest printing on the back of these, or I'm just going to distress them. I'm going to distress around the ink and, darken them up a little bit so they're not so white, and get ready to write on them. I'm okay with that these days. I'm like, oh, I'm good. I do not need to worry about having print on everything on the back, but we have plenty to choose from to do that. Now, also with this, you could do yellow on yellow. You really want it bright and colorful. Put the teal in there, but make sure it's a lady pocket, a pocket of ladies. You really don't see her, but you see this gorgeous teal, pink, and yellow all bouncing off each other, right? Again, gluing on 3 sides and then gluing this down. Now, if you back it, then these become large tags you can tuck into something. So if you had a journal that had side pockets, like in the envelopes, if I remember to do so, and I had cut pockets or I had big pockets like this, you print on the back, and it's a, it's a little encasing that's holding your tag that you're putting in a pocket. But otherwise, make it a belly band. Glue it all down. It has a pocket on top. It's all goes straight through to put something in, or again, put in a corner. Glue 2 sides, tuck it. Glue all 3 sides, tuck it. It's a continuous tucked pocket of fun. Nothing says it stops just here. So we've got this one. But then we also have, oops, I want to put that over there, the ability to do this one. And this is where you get to have glue down the 3 sides and tuck this in. And it's a peekaboo. So now, of course, it covers her face. I was wasn't thinking about that when I made that. if done correctly, if I could actually get to it. If I glued it right, haha, right? Because my gluing is not always great. I always overshot the glue area. But, you know, say if I got lucky, you should, if you're really good and really straight like Gail is with the gluing, and I can't cut straight apparently, she should tuck in where you can just see her face, right? You can just see her face. And this is what you would use tracing paper, cellophane, clear pockets. Like this one I think we're going to use on the big one. This happens to be a teacher's name tag for the kids' student page. You could cut this out and glue it. Use tacky glue. I realize the glitter glue makes it really smeary. Or you could leave the whole pocket intact. Glue, because it's sticky on one side. I hope that's going to get that sticky all the way around, huh? That won't work. I thought, oh, I could stick, because I thought it was just sticky on the outside. And I'm like, oh, it'll stick on the outside and we could have a pocket. No, it's not going to work. See, here I go. I'm talking to you guys. But anyway, find yourself some clear, whatever you use to make your shakers, your clear pockets. Go ahead and use it to coat the inside. Okay. You know, to cover it so it's nice and clear. And when it's nice and clear, then you can also get your clear botanical stickers and, you know, put a little something here on top. Even then, I would put a flower on here. I would actually take one of my fussy cuts, which I have them everywhere, I just haven't cut them all out. I would take a collage, like I would, you know, make it nice and cute, really, and I would probably layer a fussy cut over the clear on the pocket and, you know, add a little lace to the bottom, things like that, and then tuck in my tag, all right? So this is something we will do, of course, where we'll figure out the best way to get a clear coating in here so that it doesn't get caught on it, so the tag can come in and out, but it's clear and protected, so it's not getting caught up on things, right? So that's pocket number 2 where it's windowed. This one becomes a window taller pocket tag, and you can see the tag that you have tucked in. So those are both fun, and you have 3 more of these scalloped tall tags to interchange these with, right? You can decide you want all yellow with pink, teal with pink, yellow with green. I have a blue one, another yellow one, and I think another pink one, and a pink one. So you go all pink. If you have to be all mixy match, all pink, yellow and yellow, teal and yellow. All you got to do is decide what your front cover needs to be. Now with the background pages that I gave you, there's a couple others. You can decide you want some blue. Take the blue background page, print it on cardstock, take this one, trace it, cut it out. You're all good, right? You can make your own squares, hole punch it, and you're good to go. At least you sort of get a template that's already decorated that you can make more out of with the background pages printed on cardstock, which I definitely heavily suggest because, you know, it gets flimsy real fast if you don't. Okay, so there's that one, which I was stoked about for something different. It wasn't just a tag, it wasn't just a pocket. It's a tag and a pocket, and it's layered, and it's all exciting. So there's that one. Oops, let's see. And then I gotta figure out what I did with my... Anybody see a black... a black... Oh no, I had a... Maybe I pull those apart. I had a black... I had black... What do you want to call it? Oh, I think I used it on the other one. That's what I did. How rude is that? Okay, well, I have an extra. I'm like, I think I have an extra. I can do this. Yes, I do. Sort of, yes. Jeez, I keep them paper clipped together so that I don't lose them everywhere. Because I don't want to have to, like, what was that one worth for? So, like I said, I want to make and I have another project I want to do with this. Between this and my Wildflower Botanical and this kit, being both, you know, good-sized mega kits, I definitely have some fun... Just want to have some fun projects with them and share them with you guys. Okay, so really quickly, since I have them cut out, if you haven't seen this already, it's pretty... I had to say pretty obvious. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't be that way. But these are the instantly backed journal cards. Let me get my... And these were their side-by-side, cut all the way around. Now, in this one, I started with up the sides and cut them in half, so that the two of them aren't top to bottom. And then this one I folded and I cut across the top, and then I thought, that's going to move some. So went ahead and went, wait a minute, before I cut any more and just completely hack at it, I might suggest you still have to definitely cut up the sides and match if you cut straight, which I do not. Which use your cutter. Use your paper cutter. Which if you use your paper cutter, cut all the way around the full side. Fold it in half. Hopefully everything lines up. Because on occasion, printers have a tendency of getting jarred and they will print sideways. They will slightly askew your print job. The flatter your printer is and the more stable the counter or table that it's on, less likely that papers will shift and move around. And you won't get a slightly skewed print job. Which I wonder all the time about mine. Okay, so glue both sides. You already have it folded or scored. Push it across. Make sure it's all really, really good. Use your bone folder thingy. Push it all down. Get it all scored. Like I said, if it's on cardstock, this is going to be a very stout journal card for you. No worry about writing through it. Now, I'm going to line it up and hope that the front and back line up. And I'm going to cut across the front because that's what matters the most to me, because that's what you see. And the bottom of the back should be perfectly clear. There shouldn't be any white. Now, there's a smidge, just because that's what it is. Distress ink, right? Gotta love distress ink. And I didn't cut the top at all straight. So there we go. That's just me. So this one I definitely botched a little bit, but I love the idea of my inks. So I would just take my silver ink. In this case, I'm using silver because I love blue. And with the, I'm just a silver girl. I've learned a lot with antiques and the gold feel. It's not my norm. I do like the photo, vintage photo ink that I've gotten really used to. But when you can't tell, you've lost some of your details, something's gone wrong. Because I do have a little bit of a distress around the edges of some of these squares and elements. But if you lost it because, well, you had to clean up your cut job and that's just what happened, distress with your inks. Ink. I say distress, but that's what I feel like we're doing. But ink it. Ink the poop out of it. Blend it in and make it look like you did it on purpose, baby. That is your prerogative, right? And that silver, even though it's cream and blue, this is a oxide, so it's a little wetter. But if you have this is Hickory Smoke Oxide. I love it as my silvery gray. I was doing, I was doing my blue and silver Christmas stuff, and I had to find something. And he didn't really have silver. Not that I don't think he really has gold either. So I took the Hickory Smoked, and it has been one of my favorites. So anyway, once you got it all cut, it's glued. You now have a solid, automatically backed journal card. And some of them are plain, and some of them are already lined for you. So you don't even have to worry about it. You can pick and choose. I want to be really open and sideways on this one. And, I want to be really strict, organized on my writing. You have that one there, right? So I would suggest using a paper cutter to go all the way around. You get a clean cut. They should line up beautifully. Mild trimming, and you'll be good to go. Otherwise, trim up the sides and cut off as much white excess as you can. And then, score it, fold it, glue it, and then trim it to match the front to your liking, and then flip over. And hopefully, all goes well. The back should line up beautifully. If not, pick and choose. If it's just enough, distress it. Hide the white, honey. If the front's the way you want it, hide it. Hide it. Because it is the back. It is what you're writing on. It's not the front pretty part that you're looking at. So, totally up to you. I have found ways to fix it because I'm not a straight cutter. And I normally would have taken out the paper cutter for these because they are pretty straight lines. But I was cutting on the couch and I was watching TV with hubby, and so I just didn't want to pull out the paper cutter, all loud and obnoxious. And so yeah, when I started cutting this, folding it and cutting it, things shifted. So I'm going to have to trim it on all ends. That was bad. It was just bad all the way around. I knew it. I try to cut anyway, and you fold it. You don't even realize it. You fold the paper, it buckles, whatever. It does its thing. Something to do both sides. Ugh. Now let's see something here. I wonder if distressing it hides enough of it, or can you still, because it's an actual indent? Yeah, you can still see it. Okay. I'm all, nope, that gives it a shadow effect, so we don't want that. But it's not huge. It's not a big deal. And if I really, because if I offset it a little bit on the other side where I'm losing more and more of my distress, then we just do a little bit of this. Just enough to where it looks like it's still part of my print work. And look at that. You know, you can't even tell that I cut off the wrong stuff, right? Ta-da! It's all good. So, you have 6 of these, 2 pink, 2 blue, 2 yellow. Plenty of fun. And as I said, because they're on cardstock, they are definitely stout. Makes for a great thick, which if you've got a layer on top of a layer of a tagged issue, this will be nice and stout inside it and won't be all flimsy and get lost. So, that's always fun. Now, the other fun piece that I have, and hoping I gave you guys enough ephemera to stuff it with, is, I didn't call it a stuffed envelope, but I'm feeling it's lending itself to that, is our scalloped window pocket. It's 2 pieces. Really simple, right? Does have the ability for a great window, to be a great window pocket. If you have what it might take to put the film, put the tracing paper, putting something to give it a frosted look, or even a perfectly clear image. Oh, my time is up. That did not take long, guys. Okay, well, it's going to be a few minutes later than an hour, and I'm sorry. If I can find a way when I'm editing this, I'll make it a little shorter, but I'm almost done. Okay, we won't get too in-depth in this. This can go forever, and I'll keep it simple. So you have E and F, as like we've been with everything else. Whoops, upside down. Now, I did it to where I put the darker pieces on the bottom, darker distressing on the bottom, so it blends up a little bit more. Glue the 3 sides like we've been doing. Make sure I'm staying inside. And you do one of 2 things now. You can either cut this out, like we did with the other one, put your film, your plastic, whatever on the inside. Now, I was hoping with this that this was going to allow me the ability to make it a pocket, and I could stuff like a fussy cut in between the 2 plastic pieces. So you had, if nothing was in it, you had this showing through this, but with a fussy piece just sort of like hanging out in the middle of the 2 pieces of plastic, right? As a decorative piece all by itself. And then you would stuff everything in there behind this, and this wouldn't move though, because it would be between the 2 pieces of plastic as like a pocket. But instead, I could put it just in there and glue it down and not worry about it. But I realized, yes, the back side of this is sticky all the way across, so that doesn't work. Anyway, no, if you don't have any of that, you have nothing plastic, nothing clear, saran wrap, I don't know, there's hundreds of ways probably to do this, then leave it on here. It's still a scalloped pocket. It's still a stuffed envelope pocket. You can say an envelope or just a pocket. And so what I would do instead is I would take all these fussy cuts that I've given you guys, right? Decorate the front of it, put lace on it, put your, you know, all your pretties, decorate the front. I would even go as far as say to cover up that white, ink it a little bit so it's not so dark, and then start taking pieces of paper and even like, I mean, you would of course rip these, right? But cluster it, collage it, right? Go ahead, collage it, cluster it across the white, just where it's white, rip it, tear it, overlap it, decorate the front, add your fussies, right, I don't know, fussy cuts to the front, decorate the front, and then stuff it. At that point, if you do all this layering on top, I would definitely put the thumb notch in there. Use 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch is a great size, especially for larger pieces, and put a light indent in it. Put an indent so you can get in there, and then stuff it. Now, I hoped that I had given you guys enough large pieces to stuff in here. Now, if you open the window, you're going to see how far down they actually go. If you decorate the front, you're not going to know how far they go, and you can decide how much you want to stuff in here. Look at that. We've got flowers. We've got a little carriage. We've got books. We've got that. If this is all decorated and it's stuffed, you have the potential to go on forever, right? It's just whether or not you want to see the pretty things that are stuffed in it, or whether you just want it to be a stuffed pocket. Now, again, this is large. It does not fit in a book in the sense of a top, up and top. This one would be a gorgeous gift to stuff the pocket, decorate the front, or leave it clear. And you could even then create a little notebook off the back of it and give it away as a standalone piece. Just a little cute ephemera piece you were giving away for, can't do Valentine's because we're already here, but Mother's Day, birthday, thinking of you, best friend, right? Just a cute little thing stuffed with all these pretty little pretties in it. Decorate on the front. Put a note. I would get paper and I'd make it long so they could open a note. They could flip it over with a little cover on the back. Again, use one of my background pages. Put it on cardstock. I would use this as a template. Make a whole nother rectangle on the back where they could unhinge it, open it up, put a little notebook in there. And look, you had a tiny little standalone pocketed notebook. Ooh, and now I have that idea. I'm going to have to make more than one of these. But what you can also do, whether you window it or not, it fits beautifully vertically. Make it a tuck. Okay? Glue it down, tuck things in here. Take your envelope that's stuffed, your little mini envelope, or another journal card. Write all the journal cards, all the bits and pieces. The bigger it is, more towards the bottom of that tuck. But go ahead and stuff it. Lay it down and stuff it. Perfectly flat. Leave this part open to tuck something along the edge. Which reminds me, let's see. I think this one has enough potential that you could do everything, glue everything down but the scallop. And tuck in a thing, or glue it down enough to where this tucks in. Like glue it all, like from here back, glue it. Leave this pocket open, leave that open for a tuck. And look, you have layers of tucking. You make this a window, and so it's decorated in the corner. You can see what's tucked in. You can go the opposite direction. You keep smaller things in here. You don't put the big heavy stuff in it. You make a window out of it. You put all the small stuff in it, and you could even tuck it on the edge. Look, you have this huge tab. If you put it on the edge, you could even glue it down to a point, tuck it in this way. I don't know. I think there's, even though I know it's not horizontal, I think it has the potential to still be, glued down and make it a tab on the side, glue in the middle, tuck it here, glue completely flat, just have the one pocket. It has potential. I think there's so much potential there. I can't help myself on that. I really can't. So this is another one that like I said, we were talking here and I could see us layering front and back on it and making it a standalone little gift for Mother's Day because it's gorgeous and it's pretty and it's light and it's frilly, and you take all these little just fun pieces and just make this little period piece, overly stuffed envelope. Use this as a template size. Get another piece. Take one of my background papers. Take the same background page, put it on cardstock, put it on the back with a hinge, and you can put a notebook on the back. I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, I can't wait to make these. Oh my gosh, I have an idea. I've got some Mother's Day, best friend, whatever, little gifts here I think I'm going to make. I love doing this type of thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, but that is a gist of the new things. There's so much more, of course. I mean, they're all basic and standard after this. Anything outside of this, of course, was our normal pieces. They were just new in the sense of, like, whether they were quotes, definitions, circles, scallops. I haven't done circles or scallops with words on them. That's something new for us. I haven't done definitions in a while. All your fussy cuts. So much more. It goes and goes and goes. And I'm so stoked with this kit. It really lends itself to many pieces, different things, different ideas, and still some of your basic stuff. It is layer on top of layer. So I hope you enjoyed the video, the reveal, new pieces, all the things that we've been working on, what we could and can and can't do with everything. I know everything has labels on the front of it. Ew. You guys don't want to see the instructions. You want to see all the pretties, right? But I'm organizing. As I'm talking to you, I'm organizing. I cannot help myself. Oh my goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate your likes, loves, comments, and subscriptions. There we go. Well, you can like it and love it, but if you don't subscribe, you won't know what's coming up next. I know, right? Oh, so many pretties, so many things. This is the lovely Touch of Romance Regency 1800s Ode to Jane. And a little, to her books, to her characters, to the love that she has and the love that I have, because I read all of her books over and over. It was just a joy to have, of course, going through school, to have her books, and so to be able to, enjoy all of this yumminess and all that it has to offer, right? Go look at the pages, go look at the listing, figure out if this will work for you. There's so much to do with it, and I just applaud your patronage, and I'm so appreciative of all that you guys do for support, and I will hope you will continue to come back day after day, week after week, to see what I have going, see what I have out, what I've created, and will continue to create right along with me. So this is Jillian with the Jewel Design. Thank you for hanging out this week, even though it was super late, and seeing the newest creation. I will talk to you guys all real soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.